My lady, your guests will be arriving soon. Have you finished your breakfast? Certainly, my lady. It's a relief to see you eating again. I can see that glow returning to your cheeks. Matthew, take the mistress's tray away and see to it that the house looks presentable. How are you faring this morning, mistress? Managed to sleep a bit better last night, I hope? I'm glad to hear it. I must confess, it was a pleasure to see you rise so early and in such an uplifted spirit. Heard. From who, mistress? Oh, Mr. Cardlin. He has taken up residence with a friend, last I heard. Your foreman, Alexander. Don't fret, mistress. He is all right and still in good keeping. Yes, my lady, what is it? Of course I do, mistress. You've had a keen sense about others. I believe you wouldn't give Victoria Huxley a second meeting if you suspected her of foul play. Of course, the actions of her brother and father haven't aided her image in that regard. Though perhaps she frowns upon those events as much as ourselves. It would explain why she failed to affix her letter with the Huxley's family seal. I do not think you unwise to hear what she has to say. I don't suppose so, mistress, but it isn't a maid's place to say. Well, Miss Huxley's letter appeared genuine and friendly. I believe if we show her the same courtesy, this meeting could go particularly well. I've made sure the staff have been busy preparing the house for her arrival. I ordered fresh flowers for the vases, and the staff baked ginger biscuits to enjoy with your tea. I do hope you're right. It's a new day, mistress. There's always hope. Ah, thank you, Matthew. Please escort Miss Huxley in. Welcome, Miss Huxley. It's a pleasure to see you again, and in such fine weather, too. May I take your wrap?
That would be most kind. Thank you, Martha.
Of course. May I reintroduce to you the Lady de Lacy?
It's a pleasure to meet with you again, my lady. I am sorry that introduction ended so abruptly at the party. However, that being said, I must thank you for a stunning reception. Your servant's hospitality is quite exquisite. Clearly, the kindness and grace you show your workers doesn't stray too far from the household.
You are most kind, Miss Huxley. On behalf of the de Lacy household, we are grateful to receive such high compliments. May I pour you both some tea?
Yes, thank you, Martha. One sugar as well, if it's not too much trouble.
Certainly, ma'am. There we are. Is there anything further you require, mistress? Then I shall tend to my morning duties. My lady, Miss Huxley.
Thank you, Martha.
Yes, mistress. If you need anything at all, I'll be outside.
Your staff truly are a treat, my lady. I was very sorry to hear of the recent departure of your head butler. I heard he had served in this house for many years. I can't imagine that was a decision that was taken lightly. Forgive me. That was perhaps too sensitive a topic. I didn't want to waste your time with inane chit-chat. As you might have gathered, Lady de Lacy, that is not the reason why I am here. First and foremost, I would like to reassure you, my lady, that neither my brother nor my father knows that I'm in your company. I am appalled at the manner in which they have attempted to do business with the de Lacy family, and for that I am truly sorry. I have no affiliation with either of them, my lady. I never did appreciate my father's methods of conducting business, and I have no intention of following suit. Of course, I understand your suspicion to trust me, but I intend to do business the way a woman should, with kindness, grace, and a strong hand, that of which you have successfully managed thus far. Hardly, my lady. My business is modest, and it has room for potential. I admire your efforts to provide your workers with safer working conditions, so much so that I have implicated these same regulations into my own factories. You have quite the eye for innovation and progression, something my father and brother equally lack. I understand that, and do not hold it against you. Of course, you may believe I am a spy, or have come to wreak further havoc that you cannot afford, and you would not be at fault for believing so. But I would like to extend an aiding hand, particularly in your current predicament. You see, I know much of the wickedness of our world, Lady de Lacy, for I too have felt the burden of carrying the weight of my family name. You see, I distanced myself from my father for good cause. As his only daughter, he thought it fitting to try to arrange my marriage to one of his less than suitable baron friends, a hot-headed man who had more money than sense and spent his fortune drinking wine in the company of courtesans. I thought it unseemly, of course, and refused. And then my father stripped me of my inheritance, humiliating me. Soon word spread that I was cast aside, looked down upon like poverty-stricken filth he saw me to be. I had nothing, and no one. If it wasn't for the kindness and generosity of my aunts, I certainly wouldn't uphold the standing I do now. Of course, you have no need for such stories. Just know that I would like to extend my hand to you, Lady de Lacy. If not for business, then as an ally. I heard that you were strong-minded. Very well. At least do me the honor of sleeping on the thought. I have no reason to tear you down, even less of a desire to. I risked my livelihood once. I am not prepared to do so again. I pray you will not fall to that end either. However, I will say this, Lady de Lacy. Keep those you trust close to you, and those who despise you ever closer. After all, a gilded cage is still just a cage.
No, please, mistress, allow me. These boxes are much too heavy and gathering dust. We must organize this wardrobe at once. Where did you say you'd seen it? Oh, this pink velvet box, perhaps? Go sit by the dressing table. I'll bring it to you. My lady, if I may, you've not ventured inside that wardrobe since your parents, God rest their souls, passed. I take it the meeting with Miss Huxley went as well as you hoped? Wise words indeed. She's the only one to have painted a smile on your face in recent days. And what a joyful sight it is, too. I should like to see more of it. A memory box. Come to think of it, it does look familiar. Ah, your mother's, of course. Oh, mistress, what a stunning ring. Your mother wore it on special occasions. Well, those only she deemed special, at least. And a letter. Are you sure you wouldn't rather read it yourself, mistress? Very well. It reads, My dearest daughter, it has been barely a week and already your father and I miss you dearly. We trust Cardlin and your maids are attending to you accordingly, as our darling girl so deserves. Wiltshire is treating us well. Springtime is passing, the seasons are on the brink of change, and it reminds me of how soon it'll be that you'll grow into a mature young lady. Your boldness and strength haven't gone unnoticed. We are incredibly proud of you, and will continue to be so. You are a jewel in the crown of this family, beautiful with the value of the rarest gold. The light within you is your greatest treasure. Wear it with pride. Keep well, my darling. All our love, Mother and Father. How loving your mother was, my lady. Oh, there appears to also be some sort of document. Look. Mistress, what is it? I beg your pardon? But my lady, it's getting late and I... at once, mistress, but I must ask, where are you headed? Of course, mistress. I will ready your horse at once.